With Audi, you always know what you're getting. Elegance, refinement, certainly performance, and meta-German engineering. Behold, the new 2015 Audi Q3 Quattro S-Line spec with a 2-litre TFSI engine and S-tronic transmission. Now, if there was a tidal wave that was about to hit Joburg, I really wouldn't care, because I get to drive this. Now, when you first approach a girl and you want to engage in a conversation, it's normally a face-to-face encounter for which then you move on to telling how beautiful she is. In this particular instance, we're starting at the rear. And I really do like the derriere of the Audi Q3. Its shape, its curves, and it's very firm. I'd really like to bounce telephone directories off it. Premier designs like the Audi Q3 emanate status and create a great deal of sense of pride in their owners. It's haunched into a sleek aerodynamic posture. Take, for example, these tight lines over here which taper off onto the front end, and not forgetting touches like this S-line. This S-line badge is a small detail that really finishes off the design. The frontal end is granite looking, and with this gaping grille or air vent, whatever you want to call it, it makes it look like it's a muzzled pit bull. Hone cut edges on the bumper, I think, is a hint to how aggressive this car could be on the road. When you get inside the Audi Q3, you're immediately struck by the biomechanical support, ergonomic infrastructure, and kinetic matrix. Now man, who actually talks like that? But you are actually struck by how driver-centric the interior is if you had a couple of stand-in models and the designers actually built the car around them. These Alcantara and leather seats are a nice plush comfort, and you can imagine after a hard day's work, the rest that's provided to your limbs and your lower lumbar region. And that's really what you want if you're going on a long open road trip. The steering wheel is nice and chunky in feel, comfortable in your hands, and you can't wait, I can't wait just to get her out on the road and take her for a ride. But driving the new Audi Q3 is absolutely splendid. Let's stretch your legs a bit. Oh, that's beautiful. The acceleration is not like a breeze of wind that all of a sudden turns into a gust of wind. It's just a monsoon from the moment you put your foot down. It can be from zero, it can be from standstill, you can be doing 60 kilometers an hour. The torque is just perpetual and it just ascends and it keeps going upward. Not bad for a 2-litre TFSI motor. It's a 2-litre motor. The 7-speed transmission or the 7-speed S-tronic transmission is seamless as it shifts from gear to gear. It'll probably change your underwear, you wouldn't even know it. The platform setup is very well anchored, and the Q3 is said to handle extremely well even on the tightest of corners. So let's have a look. Out wide, slow in, quick out. Whoa! Love it! So I've got it in sport mode, and that beefs up the drivetrain of the Q3, weighting up the steering and sort of hardening up slightly the S-Line suspension. Now, just reiterating my previous point, the handling, the cornering, the steering is not synthetic in feel. I don't feel that it is artificial. And when you're busy snaking through some corners, the steering is so smooth, it's so direct. Wherever you point it, that's where it shoots. It's like a water that's flowing through some sort of a channel in the Grand Canyon or something. Now, there are some hiccups about this car that I feel that I have to mention, which actually grate me. And that has to do with the infotainment system. It's simplistic, intuitive, so it's easy to use, but take, for example, this pop-up screen, which you have to manually pop up. So it doesn't come up automatically when you start the car, which is a familiarity that some might have with Audi. And it reminds me of those old Nokia phones that even back in the day, hijackers wouldn't even want to be caught dead with. There's two SD card ports, and there's a port then again for your iPhone. but then there's nothing for a USB port. And that's such a small feature. It's so odd to leave that kind of detail out of the tech functions of the car. And let me not fail to mention the fact that it doesn't even have a reverse camera. Now that's disappointing. So you may have some unmet expectations and niggles here and there. Overall, interior-wise, the Audi Q3 is well put together. It's a solid feeling car. There is a feature though, that if you're in one of those very melancholic, morbid kind of moods, instead of reaching for any kind of medication, this is what you need to do.
Don't stop the madness!
So now, after our first date and a brief introduction, I've fallen in love with the new Audi Q3. But how much lobola does Audi actually want for her? 691,400. I've come to the conclusion that prominence and status just isn't cheap. Yes. Let me just step out of the car quickly.
Do I need to slap you?
No. Maybe I just need to get out of the car and just a moment with myself. Just a quick moment. Just 5 minutes, not even.
I can hear you.
Okay, 2 minutes.
Okay.